Welcome to Papa's Workshop. Today's video is going to be completely different than what I typically do. Yes, this is a review of a EB55 Bluetti portable power station. Yes, but it's not going to be about statistics and all of that type of stuff. We're going to go back in time. I've had this unit now for about two and a half months, and I've been using it quite a bit. I want to show you how I use it, what I'm using it for, and being able to show you how effective this tool is to be able to have not only in your shop, but in your emergency preparedness. And we're going to be approaching the hurricane seasons, the peak of it at least, real soon, and this portable power station will definitely come into play. Now, I've already used it quite a bit with some severe storms that we have had in the area. It's knocked out the internet. We've had all types of problems. And this portable power station has been remarkable. So again, we're going to go back in time. I'm going to show you a little bit of the statistics, but I'm not the statistic type person. I want to show you the everyday use on how effective this tool is. Let's get started and let's go back in time. Now this just arrived in the mail. This is the Bluetti, and this is a 537 watt hours. The model of this is the EB55. This is, I'm hoping, to be a remarkable unit. So let's go ahead, open this up, and see what's inside of it. I must tell you, I have some very high expectations for this portable power unit. And the first thing I notice when I open this up is I have the user manual right here on top. And we're going to go through this in detail as I explain this portable power unit. As far as the rest of this, it is very well packaged. Inside of this box, I have all of the cables and the cords and the charging unit that I need to have. And it's very nicely packed. I think I may just hold on to this box to be able to store these items in. Let's get down to the actual portable power unit. This is the EB55 portable power unit by Bluetti. And this is a beautiful, very small, compact unit that will fit perfect in my truck and the car. That's what I have anticipation for. So this is it. So I want to dive into deeper now and talk about all the different features that are on this. And it even has a light on the back. This light's actually really nice. When you first turn it on, it's dim. The second one is a bright. And then the third time you push the button, it goes into the emergency. It's SOS. So that was an international signal to be able to get help when you are stranded. This is everything that comes in the box. You have this little small strap, the solar cables, the cable for your car, and the AC adapter to be able to charge at home. Now, I said that this video is not going to be all about statistics and all the different ins and outs, but I do want to show you the features and benefits of this unit, and I'm going to start right here at the input. With this little door open, you're going to see two inputs. One, you have the solar power that you can charge, and you have the AC adapter where you can charge as well. The nice thing about it is you can plug in both at once and charge up to 400 watts. That's really fantastic. What that really means to you is with 400 watts of input, you can literally charge the batteries in about 2 hours, and that's remarkable. Now again, you don't have to use both at once. You can just use the car charger, or you can use the AC adapter, or you can, if you have the solar panels, which unfortunately I don't, you can just plug in the solar and be able to charge it. Now these are the cables for the solar. It does have those included, and that yellow tip will plug in right with the yellow tip there. So it's color coded. The other end would plug into your solar panels. Now since I don't have the solar panels, I'm going to be using the car charger quite a bit. And this is the cable also for that. Again, it has the yellow tip that you'll just plug in right there. And then on the other end, you have your typical cigarette lighter type of plug-in so that you'll be able to use that outlet in the car or a truck to be able to charge the unit. If I'm at home, certainly I'm going to be using the AC adapter. I'll plug this cord in right there, and this is the AC adapter that is with this unit, and I'll be able to plug that into any of the outlets at home to be able to do the charging. Now let's move on to the DC output. You have right here 5 different outlets. You have the USB-C, which actually is 100 watt, and of course you have the USB, which is your 5 volt 3 amps. Perfect for being able to charge your cell phone. You have the off and on switch right there that's going to give the power indicator for the battery, and then of course you have the readings for the input if you're charging, and of course the output. Over here you have 3 additional DC outputs. Now those are perfect for the types of equipment that you have that you typically use in the car, because those are the 12 volt outputs. And I have a spotlight for an example that I use that I can just plug into this now and don't have to rely on the car battery. So that gives you 8 total DC outputs plus 4 AC outputs, so a 12 all total. That's pretty remarkable. And I like the fact that you have the various combinations so that you can plug in all different types of equipment into this unit, and you can plug it in simultaneously and be able to use the equipment. In addition to that, you have a wireless charger for your phone. So if you have a phone that you can charge wireless, just set it up on top of the unit and it'll charge. Unfortunately, I don't have one of those. Oh yes, that means I'm not going to be testing out that, because I'm not going to run out and buy a phone. But it's there, so that gives you 13 different outputs for this unit. You have a second on and off switch right here, and I want to be able to talk about these AC outputs. Right now what I'm going to do is just grab a cord from one of my photo lights, and I want to plug that in. And you're going to be able to see that it instantly turns that light on, and you can see the wattage output. So this is running for that one light about 8 watts of power. One of the things that I use quite a bit is a power bank on the tripod. Oftentimes my camera will die probably at the worst time in the world, and this power bank is a lifesaver. So I can plug this in now to this charger and start charging it. And you can see that I'm charging this at an output of about 9 watts. At the same time, if I need to run lights or other equipment, I can plug that in and be working both of the different pieces of equipment. In this case, I'm using the light and that charging at the same time. So I have an AC output, and I also have the DC output. In the manual, it actually gives some of the common loads and the runtime that you need to have. For an example, if you're charging just a cell phone, you have about 40 to 50 hours at the 10 watt hours. If you're running an LED light, you have around 20 to 30 hours of usage before you'll need to charge the batteries. And that's about 20 watts. For a TV, 5 to 6 hours, and that's running 75 watts. You have electronic tools, and I'm going to be using some of those tools. You have around 5 to 6 hours of runtime, and that's at 80 watts. How about a refrigerator? If you're out camping, you might just have a refrigerator, and that would be 45 hours of time to be able to have before you need to charge, and that would be at 90 watts. How about a slow cooker? Yeah, that's right. You can actually have a slow cooker and cook your meal, and they'll have the charge time of around 2 to 3 hours, and that's not bad for some of the foods that you're going to cook. You can have it run on one charge, and guys, that's running at 200 watts. So that's quite a bit of power that you're going to be able to use and run through this machine. So why is this Bluetti EB55 so important in the shop? Well, I want to give you a real life example. Currently, right now, we're having a severe thunderstorm outside and all of my equipment is unplugged, but I'm still able to continue with this work. But I want to point out something that happened just a couple of days ago. We've been having some severe thunderstorms in the area, and just a couple of days ago we had a severe storm that passed through, and right over in this area, right on the other side of the fence, we had a lightning strike. Yeah, that's right, it struck the tree and it was horrific. As a result of that lightning strike right over in this area, it did take out the internet. Now, I did check with the neighbors in the area, and all along this street all of us lost our internet service, and it was out for several days. Right now, as I'm recording this, we're under another severe thunderstorm, and I want you to listen. Yeah, you can hear the thunder is still rumbling. I know it's pretty hard to see the rain in the camera, but it's actually raining pretty hard right now at the moment. So I'm gonna make sure that all of my equipment is unplugged, and the only way, yeah, there's some more rumbling. That's a little bit of a distance now that thunderstorm has passed, but that was really intense for a while. I keep getting alerts on my telephone that we've got lightning in the area, and it's still pretty significant. All of my equipment is unplugged inside, but yet I can still use my laptop and use the laser to be able to engrave, because I'm using the portable power station. Oh, it's coming down even harder now. We're gonna get back inside. These are the types of alerts that I'm getting all afternoon on my phone. Now, with all the storms in the area, typically I would have to shut down the shop and couldn't do anything. And that's the only way that I could really protect the electronic equipment that I have in the shop. I don't know if you can hear that rumbling, but that's a lot of thunderstorms going on out there right now. I've decided to plug in the laptop into the portable power station and also the laser. That way I'll be able to continue to be able to do some engraving. With this big thunderstorm, I went ahead and unplugged all of my CNC machines throughout the shop, because even with the surge protector, I don't want to take a chance on having any damage to the equipment. Not only do I have the surge protectors on the individual equipment, but look over here. I also have a whole house surge protector. And still, I unplugged the equipment. Normally, as I said earlier, this would shut down the shop and I wouldn't be able to do any work. And even with the surge protector and the whole house surge protector, that lightning bolt that hit so close to the house still burned the circuit board on this TV, and it was trash. So, several days later, we're back in the same situation. Severe thunderstorms in the area, but this time I have the Bluetti set up, and I have the laser going, the computer going, and I'm charging the iPad. And there's still plenty of power left over. And this is completely independent of any power source. I don't have to worry about power surges and losing this equipment. One of the things that I want to point out is that you cannot run every tool that in the shop and expect it to work. The max AC output is 700 watts. So how do you determine if the equipment that you want to be able to plug into it is going to be less than the 700 watts? The formula to be able to determine how many watts is this. On all your equipment, you're going to have a data plate, and it's going to specify how many amps and the voltage. The equipment that I have is 120 volts. The scroll saw that I have in my shop is 2 amps. So that's 240 watts. That's going to run just fine. Now, for an example, I have a fairly large vacuum cleaner. The vacuum cleaner is running on 10 amps. So in that case, it's going to be 1200 watts, and that is not going to run with this Bluetti portable power station. Won't happen. What'll happen is the machine will shut down. Now, in my shop, I have a small bandsaw. Now, that bandsaw runs on 3 amps with 120 volts. So in this case, 360 watts, that bandsaw would be just fine. You can run it all the time that you need to. So you just have to take a look at each piece of equipment that you have and take the amps that's shown on the data plate times the volts that you're running, and that will give you the wattage. You're going to be able to look at each individual tool, look at that data plate, and determine if you have less than the 700 watts, then you'll be able to safely use it with the Bluetti EB55 portable power station. So no longer am I shut down in the shop when I need to get a project done, and I can use the CNC machines, I can use the lasers, I can have the computer hooked up, all of that going at the same time, all on this Bluetti EB55. I absolutely love this. This really keeps the production going in the shop. Now, even if I lose power right now, I'm still able to function. The laptop will continue running, the laser will be able to continue running because of this portable power station. So the use in the shop is fantastic. I'm going to get the laser ready to be able to do a job right now. And again, it's connected right here to the portable power station. And just to show you, I'm going to come up here to the Move tab, and you can see the laser moves and operates just fine. So this is a fantastic tool to be able to have in the shop with the crazy storms that we're having like right now. Now, so far this afternoon, we've already had several brownouts where we've had the flickering of the power, but we haven't actually lost it. And that's devastating to the electronic equipment that you would have in the shop, especially with the CNC machines and with the lasers. So for that reason, yes, having this Bluetti EB55 in the shop is fantastic. I have this unit now plugged in to the AC outlet right up there, and you can hear the fan going. You can see the light indicator on, and I want to take this and go ahead and plug it in. And at this point, you're going to see the charging, and it's charging with an input of 190 watts. Here it's up to 202 watts. And don't forget, if you had the solar panels on a nice sunny day, you could plug that in at the same time and be able to have an input up to 400 watts. So right now we're at 202 watts on being able to charge this unit. It's now stabilized at 206 watts for the input. As I pointed out a few minutes ago, we started off with the red light, and now after about 45 minutes, this light is green. So this unit now is fully charged and ready to go. Now granted, this was not a completely drained battery, but it just shows you just how intuitive they were when they put this together to be able to show the red light when it's charging and a green light when it's fully charged. It's the little details like that that really make a difference with this type of a unit. And there you can see that it's fully charged. In this video, I've tried to show a number of different scenarios where this Bluetti portable power station can really help you out, not only in your shop, but out on the job site, as well as in an environment like this, out camping. It has so many different uses. Anywhere that you need some power and you don't have power readily available, this is a perfect tool. And it's so much easier than grabbing a great big old generator and hauling it out when you just need to be able to use some small tools and equipment that you can get in and out and get the job finished. So this is a perfect tool to be able to do that. Now, I know I've only touched on the tip of the iceberg for all the different uses that this can help you with. A lot of people can take this, for an example, to the craft shows. You can set up the scroll saws, the small lathes, anything that you're doing in the craft show, and be able to have power, and it's quiet, it's silent. You don't have to worry about lugging around big generators that say and claim that they're quiet when they're really not. This is silent. Now, if you want to use the laser at a craft show, please be careful, because you need to be able to protect that, perhaps with a full enclosure. So use some caution and exercise when you're doing that. But as far as the power source, this is absolutely proven to be fantastic. And having used this now for the last 2.5 months in a variety of different situations, it's fantastic. It has exceeded my expectations. And if you'll recall, in the very beginning of the video, I said I had high expectations for this unit. This unit, the Bluetti EB55 has exceeded my expectations. This now goes in the car or in the truck whenever we're traveling. I take it to the job sites with me. I take it camping out in the woods, because this is a great way to be able to have power without the noise of a big old generator. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I know it was a different format than what I usually do, and I know it was different for me doing these different segments over the past several months. But I think it was well worth it so that you could see all the different things that this little machine can do. It is a mighty powerful workhorse in a small box. So if you like this video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and don't forget, subscribe right down there below so that you won't miss out on any of the different videos that I'm doing. And I do want to take this opportunity to thank all of the people who watch this video, and I want to be able to thank my Patreons for supporting this channel. The enthusiasm and the support that all of you give is absolutely fantastic, and I want to thank each and every one of you. So until next video, I look forward to seeing each and every one of you. So bye-bye now.